and we're gonna go to the back of our mat, okay? And then what we're gonna do is just move through a bit of a flow. Again, we're gonna be doing some stuff that gets that ilium moving, gets the low abs working, is still working with that upper shoulder stuff. And we kind of played with this yesterday, so we're just gonna layer on a few other different cues kind of to think about. So in standing here, find the hands on the thighs, thighs on the hands. Just take a couple of breaths. Again, inhaling, like the head lifting towards the ceiling, feet gently finding the earth, a little bit of softness in the knee and the ankle. So there can be this sense of from the pelvis reaching up and from the pelvis reaching earthward. Okay, as we inhale. Exhale. You might press the heels out, you might not. Let's take an inhale, sad tail here. Exhale, happy tail. Hinge at the hips. Hands come all the way down to the floor. Torso onto those thighs. Okay, inhale, bend the knees, take the hips down. Exhale, press the heels out, lift the hips. Keep the torso and the thighs together. Inhale. Exhale. The next time you inhale, pause here. Okay, exhale, just relax. Relaxed, exhale. Inhale, and at the end of this inhalation, close the glottis. Okay, so the air is in. Now I want you to take that air and move it to the back of the rib cage. Glottis closed. Move it to the front of the rib cage. Back of the rib cage, front of the rib cage. It's like a helium balloon inside your rib cage, and you're oscillating the pressure forward and back, and then relax and exhale. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, close the glottis, move the air back and forward. And then relax and exhale. All the way down to the floor. Walk those hands forward. Find your chair or the floor, okay? Press back towards those hips. Think about tearing the piece of paper with the heels here. Sit bones nice and wide. Inhale, come up onto the toes, sad tail. Flex the spine. Exhale, reach the heels. Gently tear the piece of paper with them. Spread the sit bones. Low belly strong. Inhale, float the heels. Sad tail. Exhale, sink the heels. Tear the piece of paper, wide sit bones, strong low belly. Okay, next time we inhale, we're gonna step that right foot forward. Hands are on the chair, right foot step forward. Okay, pause here for a second. Now, what we're gonna do is keep the right hand on the chair. So the same hand as the foot that's forward is on the chair. We're gonna spin that back heel so that we open up towards the long edge of our mat. Okay? What you're gonna do here is we're gonna inhale here into that top half, that left half. into that waist, lateral back ribs. And then as you exhale, spin up onto the ball of the foot. Spin the knee in the direction of the floor and that front heel. Okay, inhale. Think of the movement of that top hip bone. So as we inhale, it's like a jazz hand. And then as you exhale, it's wrapping around. Inhale, it's like a jazz hand. Exhale, it's wrapping around. As we exhale, you'll notice that that center of the pelvis, it rotates towards that front leg. That zipper comes right into that inseam of that front thigh. Notice where the weight goes in that front foot. As the zipper comes around, we come to the inside edge of that front foot. As we inhale and open up to the long edge, you'll feel then you'll feel the inside edge of that foot. And as we rotate that zipper around, you'll feel more outside edge heel of that front foot. Okay, the next time you inhale and open up, pause here. We're gonna take our attention to that front leg. Okay, I don't want the heel to stay on the floor. So I want you to get to where your heel is just like a dime's thickness off the floor. And keeping that heel just light, moving through the ball of the foot, we're gonna reach the knee to the front corner and the back corner. Front corner, back corner of that chair. So the heel doesn't stay on the ground. The heel and the shin has to be able to swivel. Okay, now you're going to bring that knee back in line, weight in the legs, lift that torso up, warrior two here. Okay, straighten that front leg, reach for the front corner of your chair, triangle. We're going to spin that top arm and that back heel overhead, reaching for the back corner, revolve triangle. Back heel can be lifted. Okay. Good. Inhale, that arm spins over both corners of the chair. We're going to step onto that front leg, bring that back leg up to meet it. Weight in both legs. Inhale, bring the hands up onto the back of the chair. Let the knees reach forward and the hips sink under. Think long, low back into chair pose here. Let's take a couple of breaths. Exhale. I'm going to come up. Palms find one another. Okay. We're going to travel to the back of our mat with 2 or 3 hops. Okay. So we're going to sink down, hop, hop, hop. Okay. Find your way back to the back of your mat. Good. I want to check in with you guys on the call just to make sure that that made sense. You could follow it. Does anybody need any clarification of anything before we go to the other side? Did you find yourself at some point going, what? What does she mean? Am I supposed to do this or that? Okay. So if you don't unmute yourself, then I'll assume we're good. You might hear some different cues anyways, because that's just the way that I roll. But if you need a different cue because something isn't making sense, please speak up for yourself. Okay, you get what you need. Hands come under the thighs. Let's just take an inhale here. Again, relax the ankles, relax the knees, relax the butt. Maybe you take the tongue to the roof of the mouth a couple of times. See if as you release that tongue, there is a sense of feeling a little heavier through your feet. Okay. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. Thighs and hands press into one another. Low belly strong. Inhale here, sad tail. Exhale, happy tail. Maybe you slide the heels away from one another. Good, let's one more time. Let's sad tail, inhale. Feel the sit bones and that pelvic outlet narrow and come under. Good, exhale. Maybe gently tear that piece of paper with the heels. Happy tail, pelvic outlet, widen those seat bones. Low abs, strong. You could use the fingers on the hip bones to help promote those ASISs. Just that little micro widening or narrowing in the front of the hip bones. Okay, inhale, walk those hands down. We're gonna bring that torso onto the thighs. Okay, just a couple here. Inhale, let the hips sink. Sit bones kind of narrow and come under as if we were gonna go down into a narrow malasana. Exhale, press the feet through the floor, lift the hips, low belly strong, torso and thighs stay together, pelvic outlet widens. Inhale. I could do this with my butt on the chair and just use the heel together, sitting bones rolling under me, and then heels widening, sitting bones rolling forward while my butt is on a chair here. Okay, next inhale, you're gonna sink weight into the hands, walk them forward. You can either stay on the floor or you're gonna come up onto the chair. Press those hips back. Nice long spine. Inhale up onto the toes, flex the spine, sad tail. Exhale, sink the heels. Think of widening them. Low belly stays strong. Inhale, sad tail. Exhale, sink the heels. One more time, sad tail. Step forward, this time with that left foot. Same hand as that forward foot stays on the chair, okay? We're gonna spin that back heel. This is gonna be our inhale position. Think top ribs, top waist, breathe into that space. Exhale, spin that back heel, come up onto the ball of the foot. Reach that knee towards your front heel. So it comes in and across. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Moving with your breath between these two back leg positions, grounding through that front foot, that front hand. Last one, inhale, pause here. So now that front heel is just gonna get a little lighter on the floor, just so it just hovers. And we're gonna reach that front knee, let things move with it towards the front corner and the back corner. Let stuff move with it. Okay, you're just dancing. Your partner is that front knee. It's like improv. Your response is always yes, follow the lead. Yes, follow that lead. Good, last time to that front corner. And then find that knee towards that wrist. We're gonna spin up, sort of root through the legs and lift up into warrior two. Straighten that front leg. Hand reaches to the front corner. Triangle. Top arm's gonna spin and it's gonna reach for the back corner. Back heel is gonna lift. It can stay lifted. Okay, we're in revolve triangle now. Okay, hands come to either corner of the chair. We're gonna step that back leg forward. Find both of our feet, hands to the back of the chair. Sit down in those hips. Think of reaching forward with those shoulder blades, back with that rib cage. Chest stays lifted, so we stay long through the kidneys here in this chair. While we're here, our knees are just in front of that chair. What I want you to do is on an exhale, you're gonna pull the right knee back, reach the left knee to press into the edge of the chair. Okay, inhale, back square. Exhale, reach right knee to the chair, pull the left knee back. Inhale, square. So just alternating with your exhale, kissing one knee, pulling one knee back. Inhale, knees back level. Good, knees level. Sink down into those hips. Inhale, press up. Palms find one another, gaze might float up. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. And we're gonna hop back to the back of our mat. So sit down, hop, hop, hop. Find your Tadasana. Just walk a little bit. See how things feel. Just want to check in with everybody live in the class. How are we doing? Okay, 5 minutes. 5-10 minutes. We're gonna come down. We're gonna use our chair for our restorative and then our Shavasana. So like yesterday, we're gonna put our shins, or our calves rather, on our chair. Okay. And again, kind of like play with where your calves want to be supported. So you might go right up to behind the knees based on the chair or the bench that you're using, or the coffee table or the couch. You might go more like the meaty part of your calf. Some of us might find we want to be actually out a bit further and have less of a bend in the knee. What you're looking for is where you kind of settle, that your pelvis feels as heavy into the ground, or its heaviest that it can into the ground. Okay, and then unlike yesterday, what we're going to do is take the feet slightly wider than your knees so that we bias a little bit of internal rotation here. which might have the pelvis start to feel even a little bit heavier towards the floor. And then where we want to put those arms. Now, as we're here, I'm gonna offer the invitation to play with the exhale, being that we exhale from the pelvis up. So that exhale is like an elevator car moving up the shaft of our torso and up into our skull as we exhale. Conversely then, our inhale, that elevator goes the other direction. Sometimes the visual of imagining my torso and head like a toothpaste tube. So as I exhale, the pelvis end of that toothpaste tube gets smaller, the air moves out, moves up to move out. And then that toothpaste tube goes the other direction, and space is made going from the top down to the bottom as I inhale. Okay, and then you're gonna take your feet and bring them in line with your knees. If you want to make a little wiggle reposition or come flat on the ground for Shavasana, you are welcome to do that now. You could stay with that sense of breathing the elevator, or like a toothpaste tube that is moving that space and matter from one end to the other end. Or you could just let your senses and attention zoom wide open like the aperture of a camera lens. Be here in this mind, this body, and this breath. If you're focusing on the breath, just let that go. Let yourself zoom out and take in the space around you with all of your senses for a moment. Hearing the sounds in the room that you're in and my voice, feeling the temperature of the air on the skin, the pressure of where you rest on the ground, maybe sensations of tingling, lightness or grounding. And start to bring movement back to the body in whatever way feels good for you today. And right now, more specifically, in this moment, let yourself practice following your impulse. If you guess wrong and it was the wrong impulse, the stakes are pretty low, and that's the only way to start to build trust, is to accumulate the evidence that you know what you need moment to moment. And over the next couple moments, just take your time to make your way onto a side. And up to seated. And just feel how it is to find your seat today. Feel how your legs and your pelvis provide a stable base, how your spine reaches up from there, your rib cage another point of buoyancy and grounding. Hands can be in the lap or the thighs, or maybe the palms come together. Just let the head bow for a second, breathing in. Maybe the corners of the mouth lift. And exhaling with gratitude. Gratitude for an awareness that you had during the practice today. And maybe you want to make a statement, a commitment to come back to that throughout your day today or throughout your week. Om Shanti Shanti, peace.